Hi, welcome to Sean's Workshop. Today I thought I'd talk about this shaving horse that I had made. What makes this shaving horse unique is I made it so it could be portable, and I could put this in the back of a car or SUV if I wanted to. So let me show you some features on it. First of all, I have a seat. Obviously this seat I'd got at a flea market. It's an old tractor seat that I'd mounted on a couple a 2x12 and a 2x6 here. I also cut a slot in this 2x6. Let me get the measurement of that so you can get an idea of how big this is. So we're looking at about 4 feet long is this 2x6 plank here. And again, you can see that I notched this out in the middle. That's to receive this part of the seat. And what that does is that makes it so that it drops in this hole and I can slide it forwards or backwards to get the distance that I need. For example, if I'm doing a long walking stick like I was doing at the beginning of this video, I can slide, all the way back, give myself some room to do that. You could take this apart. You can see that I've got some big wing nuts here. They go on these eye bolts that go all the way through. This is just a square piece, and let me get a measurement of that. That square piece is about 1 3/4 square, and I've got a hole drilled right through the center of that. That goes between these two posts. It pivots on another big wing nut and eye bolt here. And again, you just have to unloosen that. And this is also adjustable. You can see I've got 3 different heights here for making that so I can clamp closer or farther away depending on how big a material I'm working on. At the bottom here, you can see that I've got a notch, and I've got that's basically a 1 by 1.5 that I've got notched in the bottom there for using with your foot to step on to clamp the workpiece. I also have this piece here that's for resting the walking stick on. That's about 22 inches long. I've got a groove in here, so for doing round things like a walking stick, it's kind of centers in the middle of the board here. Also, if you look at the front, I've got a notch here, and I've got an eye bolt on the bottom, again with a wing nut and some washers, and what that does, and then I've got a pin through here that goes through the middle, just a wooden dowel that goes through the middle of that eye bolt, and that way you can drop this all the way down. Here's just a triangle piece of wood that I had cut to adjust the height up or down this way as well to have clamping room that way. So I can pull that out. And then let's look at the back legs. The front legs are done the same way. But you can see I have my legs numbered, and I have some reference marks here. If I pull these pins out on the side here, the leg will drop right out, and then this can lay flat in the back of a car trunk, or like I said, an SUV or a pickup truck. I put this back together. All of them are put together that way, both the front legs and the 2 back legs. I've also got an eye bolt here if I wanted to pull the legs out and hang it on the wall, so to give you storage space that way. Again, I have the legs splayed so to give you some stability. These are actually just pieces of wood, hardwood that I'd got out in the woods. So it's a very fairly inexpensive project to make. You just got your pieces of wood here. Again, the legs, you can find those in the woods, and I doweled those down and recessed them. And again, I drilled the holes for those at an angle. I think that's pretty much it. I also do have actually a vise. I do some spoon carving, and what makes this nice is I can clamp this little portable vise on here, and I can sit on the seat, put that in there, and I can use this, clamp a spoon in here if I want to do some spoon carving, or any type of thing that I want to clamp and I want to, you know, get close, like using maybe a chisel or like a draw knife or a spoke shave, anything like that. That also comes in very handy. So I a lot of times have this clamped on here for doing things like that as well, for carving. Again, outside of the 3 eye bolts, those eye bolts that I have, just to give you an idea, from the loop part of the eye bolt to the end, that's about a 10-inch eye bolt the way it looks. Again, at the bottom of the loop there to the end of the threaded rod is 10 inches. And the actual bolt itself, you can see that it's a 3/8 inch bolt that goes through there. And this one down here is going to be approximately, I'd say 2.5, 3-inch eye bolt. Again, I've got big washers. You can see the part of the washer sticking out right there to hold that. And then there's a washer on the bottom with the wing nut. And again, I've got a hardwood dowel that goes through, using this as an example, I've got the dowel that goes through this hole here so that pivots on there. So again, if you wanted to take this piece off, you could do that. You know, completely take it apart, pull these pins out, drop the legs out, remove both of these, and drop this brace or this pivot here all the way down and out, and you know, it folds again flat, and you can hang everything in your garage, or again, if you want to do use it for portability. I take it sometimes to different locations that I want to do little demonstrations at. I've taken this shaving horse. I do have another one that I probably will show at some point also, that I actually keep permanent here in the shop, but this is the one that I use for carrying out for portability. Again, that's pretty much it. If you want to see other videos like this, please click on the button over here, and don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and thank you very much for watching.